And so my last section for my talk is about community actors. And so when you gain a community and you start building it, I was saying earlier, when you get feedback, you need to know who's giving you that feedback. And so this is a bit of a quick set of slides of the different personas that we've identified throughout the years. And this maps to every project I've worked on that has a strong community. So you can bet it's going to apply to any community that you've got. And so you've got two major categories of people in your engaged community. It's going to be your champions and your detractors. And you will have both of those. For sure. No, there's no way around it, right? And so I've got a quick description of each of them and a bit what you should do with them. And so the Paladin, he will defend your project anywhere it's being attacked. So the Paladin, he's bought in, he's full on, he loves you, he loves your project. And so wherever your project's being attacked, that person will show up. And so that, obviously you want to encourage that person, and so you need to support them with content. They need content to be able to defend your project. The second persona is the evangelist. So he will promote you where you're not present. And so he's going to be more on the fringe, right? Talking to other people in other communities, other games, other films, try to get them to come over. And so the same thing, this guy needs content, but most importantly, he needs recognition because he's doing tough work. It's like a missionary. The wise one, he will welcome and help newcomers. So when the Paladin and the Evangelist bring people in, the wise one will help them, right? Obviously, this guy needs resources to help. And so this includes, tutorials or, project descriptions or artwork, whatever you can give him. And so as you supply him, he's going to be able to welcome your new people in your community. And as you know, that's your most precious commodity. The genius will generate and aggregate all the constructive feedback. And so he's going to get all of that. This works, this is awesome, this is cool, and he's going to post that in your forums. Super active guy. So he needs the right platform to do that. And you want it to be on your own platform, not elsewhere. So the genius. And the fan, well, that's your guy. That's your bread and butter. That's your value there. That's your plus one. That's your pulse. So you're going to have a lot of fans, right? That's your guy. So you want to respect them. The detractors, like I was saying, you're going to have them, for sure. There's no doubt about it. And so your detractors, the skeptic is the first one. So he's disgruntled. Your project's taking long, or you've changed your project vision, or so he's got an educated view of your product, though, and it's usually because of your own shortcomings. And so when you read what the skeptic is saying, it is feedback for you that you should take into account. And so it's not because someone's a detractor that you need to ignore him. The hater just can't stand you. So, this is going to happen. You're going to get people that just don't like you, don't like your project, and don't engage with those. There's no time to waste with that. And you're going to have them, so don't think that this is a magical world where there's no haters. The inquisitor keeps track of your failures, and he's usually right. And so that's the hard part. You're going to get people that will always pinpoint your bad decisions or, breaches of the process where you've not been transparent or where you've not been honest, and they're going to keep track of it, and they're right. And so these are important people to look at because they give you insights into what your people want, and so you can correct your own mistakes. The know-it-all is the inverse of the genius, and so he's cataloging everything else. And so there's no need to engage him directly, but reading what's being aggregated is very important because it helps you get better. And the instigator, that's a classic persona that every community has, and so he's just trying to stir shit up or annoy your fans and whatever. And so what's the most important part about the instigator is to not antagonize him. And so don't make that person, or usually, like John would say when he's with me, the group of people that are instigating problems in your community, don't antagonize them. Don't give them a stand. Don't give them a voice, because they annoy your other players. And so if you make a big deal out of it, it just makes this whole thing more successful. And so these are the high-level tips I have about community actors.